Well, let me tell you something, brother.
Who are these people?
Notice me, senpai. Notice me.
Don't be rude.
Don't be rude. Oh, welcome to
Don't be rude.
another episode of Wrestling Talk. I'm Andy Rivera, and for some reason just sweating, but we'll deal with it.
Well, I just want to let you know that
right.
Pennsylvania is under, most of Pennsylvania, at least the southern part of it, is under a severe thunderstorm watch. So if my lights go out, well, that's c'est la vie for me.
All right, hopefully
the lights don't go out.
It'll be. All right, so let's just get into it then, because sooner we get this through, the better. But we'll be previewing Backlash. There's only 4 matches. Not going to take that long to get through, especially most of this card. It hasn't been built up. Barely any build, and it's like, really, is it pay-per-view next week already, right after WrestleMania? But yeah, we'll get through that. We'll also discuss Eric Bischoff's and Hulk Hogan's new venture.
I don't even know how to like describe that. What the hell is that anyway?
I've been reading up on it. I don't know. It's freestyle wrestling, but professionally, and the guys are going to make money. And it's supposed to be freestyle amateur wrestling with pro wrestling mixed in somehow. And the matches will be real, though. It's not going to be like predetermined like in professional wrestling. So I don't know how it's going to work. The first event is going to be in. The first event's probably going to. Yeah, the first event's going to be in June. So yeah, we'll get to that, and we'll get to the releases that went on today or yesterday. WWE released a bunch of wrestlers yesterday, so we'll quickly discuss that, and then we'll get to clips at 9:00. Alex will be here at 9. So, all right. So let's get started on the Backlash preview. I keep about to say review every time. All right. So there's only 4 matches in the card as of now. I expect them to add one more throughout the next week, because pay-per-view's next Saturday, not tonight. So the first match listed here is a fatal 4-way match for the U.S. title. Got Jacob Fatu, the champion, versus LA Knight versus Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre. So that's the first match listed here.
Oh boy, they had to stick Drew McIntyre in there. All right, so I'm not gonna lie, I did watch SmackDown, and it was Damian Priest versus LA Knight. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about this. I want to say Jacob Fatu retains, but
Yeah, he
then
will.
because this kind of seems like below Drew McIntyre, but yet they stuck Drew McIntyre in there for what? The hell of it. I mean, Drew
Yeah,
was
he's
what,
supposed.
the WWE champ.
Yeah, he's supposed to be getting a big push because the draft is coming up, so he's probably going to move to Raw at some point. So he's going to get like a big push here. So my guess is he's just there. He's just there just to be on the card, but he's not going to actually win the U.S. title.
I would say,
So I
Drew
think,
has always been on Raw.
yeah, he's now on SmackDown because this is U.S. titles on SmackDown. So somehow he must have got moved somehow. So I think Jacob Fatu retains his belt. He just won it, and they're really like pushing him and protecting him, so he's not going to lose in his first title defense. So he retains his belt. So the next match, what do you think? The same thing, I guess. I should have forgot to ask you.
Why aren't they sticking? What happened to Solo Sikoa? I mean, why are they not sticking him in matches? Is he done for?
He's basically become Jacob Fatu's his lackey, yeah. and when it first started, it's the other way around. Now they kind of switched it, and now Solo's kind of his lackey now. So interesting, but he should be in this match too, but he isn't. So I guess because he's like Jacob Fatu's lackey now, so they don't want, they don't want that tension, or at least not yet. All right, so the next match on this card, and I don't like this at all. This is really like, I knew this would happen when Gunther attacked Pat McAfee, but the next match is Pat McAfee versus Gunther in a singles match.
I mean, this is like Goldberg all over again. Goldberg couldn't wrestle, but he couldn't play football anymore. Pat McAfee can't play football, and so he's gonna. I mean, I heard Jim Cornette talk about the fact that he entered the Royal Rumble and chickened out.
Mm-hmm.
Like Pat McAfee chickened out of the Royal Rumble.
Well, so I think this is a couple of years ago in the ring. I think it was Almost and some other big guy. So he just chickened out. But I know that Almost was in the ring. It's one of the guys there. And by the way, Almost is still signed to the WWE. Just haven't used him in over a year. I don't know why, but they should have just fired him along with everybody else they fired, but they didn't. No. But they haven't used him in over a year.
Oh, sorry. That's me. If you can hear in the background, it is thunderstorming now. Okay, sorry about that.
Fine. I mean,
that was loud.
It's happened to me when thunderstorms are here, and this mic picks everything up. So
okay.
All right. So who's gonna win this match? Oh fuck! Because I get the bad feeling Pat McAfee's gonna win somehow.
Yeah, but you can't do that to Gunther. Now he looks like a pussy.
Well, there's rumors. There's rumors in the dirt sheets claiming that Goldberg is going to help Pat McAfee win
because he's a football guy.
Yeah,
and Goldberg was a football guy.
And then that sets up Goldberg versus Gunther at SummerSlam for Goldberg's retirement match.
I thought he had one.
No, he's angling for a retirement match. Has been for 2 years. He's been begging WWE for a retirement match, and they finally about to give it to him this year. Allegedly.
Okay.
So, yeah, so I was like, go to AEW. Tony Khan will give you a retirement match.
Yeah, he said he would never do that. I saw that interview. He's like, yeah, I'm not going to AEW. I wouldn't waste my time with those.
I don't blame him, but still, I'm sure Tony Khan would give him millions for one match.
Oh, yeah. Oh, definitely would give him millions, but Goldberg would be dumb, really stupid to literally do that.
Yeah, he would be, but at the same time, it's like, oh, please go to AEW for retirement match. That'd be hilarious.
Yeah, fuck you, Goldberg.
Yeah, anybody, he could just kill whoever's there, and then because I don't think he'd be doing a job to anybody in AEW. So it's like,
right.
But I'm just hoping if this match happens, I'm hoping he does the job for Gunther. But knowing Goldberg and how much of a mark he is for himself, he's probably gonna want to go over. But that we're getting way ahead of ourselves because it may not be Goldberg, And there's some in the dirt sheets claiming it's going to be Brock Lesnar returning and helping Pat McAfee win.
I don't think so.
Setting up Brock versus Gunther at SummerSlam.
Brock was not really a football guy.
No, but he's an MMA guy, and so Goldberg makes some kind of sense there, especially they're both football guys. But
Yeah, I mean, I would
definitely,
believe Goldberg before I believe Brock Lesnar. Besides I mean, I don't know. People will still probably boo him or not want anything to do with him, considering that he finally got named in that lawsuit as the guy who likes women pissing on them. I don't know.
I don't.
That's what it was said. It was Brock
I
Lesnar.
don't
Oh yeah,
think.
he likes when women piss on him.
I don't think most of WWE's. I don't think most of WWE's mainstream audience even knows about that, because they're like the casual mainstream audience, and they know Brock's a huge star, so they're probably cheering him if he were to return. So
I mean, they're cheering the fact that Sami Zayn was getting his ass kicked
yeah,
by Braun Breaker.
yeah.
So I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. I wouldn't bring Brock back. Not after any of that. I would just be like, no, sorry, Brock. You are crazy in your fetishes. What the fuck?
So yeah, I do think that Brock is gonna go over. I mean, not Pat McAfee's gonna go over here. Because they're going to find some way for him to get beat. Question is, they have to do it in a way that doesn't bury Gunther too. So they're going to.
Yeah, I mean, because Gunther was at the top for like the long. I mean, it's kind of like what they did to. It's almost like what they're doing to Gunther. They did to Cody. Like they buried Cody as this pussy little babyface who couldn't do anything. Look at Sami Zayn. Look at what happened with Sami Zayn and Braun Breaker. Literally, people were cheering one more time. They wanted to see Sami Zayn get his ass kicked, and he's the babyface.
Yeah, they're not reacting the way they're supposed to, and I'm sure it's frustrating. The creative team back there is like, what the fuck? I mean, we think we're thinking of Braun Breaker as our Paul Heyman guy in heel, but they're cheering him pretty much.
Yeah, they're like, one more time. I'm like, they want to see Sami Zayn go away. I think I honestly, and this is just my vibe, but I think they are sick and tired of Sami Zayn, and they just want him to just go away.
Well, he was he was out for a few months. He wasn't even on WrestleMania this year, so
I know
he just came back. So yeah, I think Pat McAfee's gonna somehow win this match. Hopefully, they don't bury Gunther in the process. But
yeah, I mean, because they've been burying everybody else,
Yeah. Gunther kind of looks like a goof now. I mean, he's mad at the commentary team because they said he tapped out. I mean,
yeah, you tapped out.
Yeah, he's like kind of a goofball too. He's kind of like a goofball, like, oh, how dare you say that? Then he tried to choke out Michael Cole, and then eventually did Pat McAfee. I knew. Oh my god, I knew after that is like they're gonna have a match, and I'm not gonna look forward to this because I know Gunther's gonna lose this match, and hopefully they don't bury him. That's all.
No,
that's all. Just say about that.
The way they're going, though, I wouldn't be surprised if they literally buried Gunther.
They're gonna have to do massive interference for Pat in order for him to win. It makes sense because that's the only way he should win this match. Yeah. I mean, he can't be beating Gunther clean, especially since he won the world title. He was the world champion last month. So
right. All right. I don't know. I just I have a bad feeling about this. I hope it's not Brock. No offense to Brock Lesnar, but I mean, no. You a crazy motherfucker.
It's probably most likely Goldberg, but
probably
he's
Goldberg.
Angling for a
Give
retirement
him his
match.
last whatever match, and kiss
and
his
go
ass
away.
and suck his dick, whatever you want to do. But I mean, sorry. So I don't like Goldberg. I know you don't like Goldberg because you like Bret Hart, and he totally just kicked Bret in the head. I feel bad for Bret Hart, but I mean, I could have sworn like he knocked the wind out of Kurt too in the one match he had in WCW.
We'll get to the Cena and Orton match in a moment. Yeah.
Okay.
No, go ahead. I mean, I was just responding to the chat, but
finish up and then yeah, we're gonna gaming with Hurst. Okay. Hi. Hello and welcome. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, I just think that I'd rather it be Goldberg because I don't like Brock Lesnar. Yeah. So at this point, come on, hey, Goldberg. Indy. Hi, Indy.
Yeah. Thank you for joining us as well for a bit. So yeah, I agree. It's probably gonna be Goldberg and Pat's gonna go over. All right, so no more match here before we get to our main event.
Coming back. I don't think Shane McMahon is coming back. Here comes the money. Here comes the money.
No, I think the McMahons are toxic right now. Unless
Woo!
you're Stephanie McMahon, then she's the only one
Yeah, I
that's
mean,
kind of been
Stephanie is
around.
allowed to go anywhere. I mean, they have
Yeah.
that Stephanie's Place, and I
Yeah.
saw on X she did an interview with the Uso brothers,
Yeah.
and she's like, "Yeah, I had your dad's ass in my face."
Mhm.
I was like, "What a hell of a thing to say to his sons."
Yeah. So
I mean, even Roman Reigns is like, I mean, that's something to say.
yeah, so
I wouldn't admit
the
that.
next match on this card, which I'm not really looking forward to, but it's there, so I'm gonna have to watch it so we can review it. But the next match is Lyra Valkyria defending the Intercontinental Championship against Becky Lynch. We all know Becky Lynch is winning this match. I mean,
Yeah.
She's winning this match because everybody's been calling her Becky Hogan lately because she never does a job. So it's like, and when she dropped the women's title or the women's tag titles, of course, Lyra did the job. Becky wasn't the one taking the fall. So it's like, Becky's getting this belt. I mean,
and
then
again, they had to turn her heel because Seth Rollins, her husband, is also heel at this time. I mean, and I was telling you this, and I think we both agree that literally, I mean, if a husband is heel or, and the wife should be heel too. If the husband is a babyface, then the wife should be a babyface. I think it's crazy funny though that like they brought her back as a babyface and then went, oh wait, shit. Seth Rollins is a heel. I don't know if that would work. I mean, not that they're working together though. No offense. I watched that documentary about Karrion Kross, and boy, I'll tell you what, I think he's got his soulmate with him because she was like, I'll be beside him no matter what. That's the kind of wife you want to have.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I would do for my husband if he were in wrestling. I would be like, yeah, damn it, I'm going to be beside him no matter what, you know?
Yeah, so they're definitely going to switch this belt at, get her the Intercontinental. Then Bayley will come back and they'll have matches for the Intercontinental. I don't know where that leads.
For Bayley lately. She really hasn't won a lot of matches. She's been putting over a lot of the other talent.
Yeah.
So I kind of feel bad for Bayley.
And she's kind of been, down. I mean, she did an interview with Chris Van Fleet, that guy, and she was kind of it's like, what do I have to do to be a bigger star and stuff? And Becky made fun of her in that promo she did on Raw on Monday. So for that. So yeah, they're gonna set up Bayley versus Becky Lynch for that women's Intercontinental. Now, where did that lead Lyra Valkyria? I don't know. I mean, I don't know where that leads
I know that Myra was saying, oh, you were my hero, Becky Lynch. And I'm like, I think you surpassed her. So just, move on. This,
Yeah, she's got to get away from, I don't know what they're going to do with her if it's going to be Bayley versus Becky Lynch, unless they stick her in like a triple threat, but in this feud, which is most likely what they end up doing.
Bayley was hurt by storyline wise,
Becky. That's why she got into the tag title match, and they won the tag titles at WrestleMania, and then they dropped it the next night on Raw, and they did the heel turn pretty hastily. But whatever. All right, now let's get to the one match they're actually building up because they're not building up anything else. I mean, it's like they don't even bother the rest of the card. This is lazily booked to me. All right, the main event, which is obviously going to be John Cena versus Randy Orton one last time for the WWE Championship in Randy Orton's hometown, so in St. Louis.
I really don't. I disagree with you, Gaming with Hearst. I think that Cena's going to keep this belt I don't see Orton getting it because again, when Cody does come back eventually, he's going to want it. And they're not going to do that babyface versus, and they don't want to turn Randy Orton because Orton is a huge babyface. Everyone respects Randy Orton. Do I think that he's going to wipe 3 generations of the Ortons out? No, of course not. John wouldn't do that. He can't do that, first of all, because he can't wipe away the fact that Bob Orton Sr. and Bob Orton Jr. were, literally legends in the sport. So, you can't take that away. Whatever with Randy Orton, I don't know. I didn't really watch much of Randy Orton's career. I mean, I was there for the beginning part of it when he was in Evolution with Triple H, but I just don't see Randy Orton getting this belt. I think they're going for Cena versus Cody, and hopefully they didn't bury Cody, a lot, so that when Cody does come back and he could say, well, I want another shot at the title, Cena. No, do I think that Cena's going to retire with the belt? No, I don't think that's going to happen. But I do think that they're not going to let Randy have it right now.
No, he's gonna, and I don't think he's going to. They're not gonna beat Randy Orton clean. There's gonna be some kind of screwy finish where either Cena's gonna get himself disqualified, or they're gonna do something where Orton doesn't have to get pinned by Cena, because they're not gonna let that happen either. Because it's Randy's hometown, and Randy is like a legend, so they're not gonna bury him that way, get beat by Cena who's retiring. But at the same time, he's not getting his belt.
I don't see a clean. I mean, I think that he's definitely going to cheat or hit Randy with the belt, or I don't know, even what's his nuts could come back. Travis Scott could walk out. The Rock could walk out there for fuck's sake and be like, "I'm gonna," blah, 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 and be the Rock. You can go
it's
like
possible,
this,
but very unlikely because he's filming a movie of Martin Scorsese, so I don't think he'll be coming back anytime soon. He's gonna play a Hawaiian. He's gonna play a Hawaiian mobster. So on Martin Scorsese's next film. So it's like he's very excited about that project because hey, it's Martin Scorsese, So it's like, even though he's like 80 years old, but
I don't know if I agree with Cody coming heel. He's unless they buried him so much that he has to turn heel.
He's like, it's like trying to turn Steve Austin heel in 98 or 99.
Right. I mean,
you're not going to do that.
They didn't even want to do that in 2000 or 2001. They did not want to. Oh, sorry, man. That's really loud. It's raining really bad here. But yeah, like I just don't foresee it. I just don't. It's not. Wow. Sorry.
Ooh, hopefully we can get through the show before. That's fine though. Go ahead.
I mean, unless they buried Cody to the point of he can't be a babyface anymore. But he's still very much over as a babyface. So I can't see it gaming with Hearst. I can't see that happening. Not that it can't happen. It can. He's so over as a babyface. But I do think that they made him look like a pussy babyface at WrestleMania 41, to the point of like, everyone. I was like, Cody, what the fuck, Do I see a heel turn? Not unless they start booing him when he comes back. When Cody comes back, unless the crowd's like, "Fuck you, Cody, go away," that kind of thing. I don't foresee it. Yeah,
he'll be back after Backlash. It's a short vacation. To do the Cena Orton match. So
and then and then we have Money in the Bank, and I was like,
it's June.
Yeah, I was seeing something I want to see, and I want to say this loud and proud. Please, WWE. If anyone from WWE watches this, push Karrion Kross right now. Even Mr. Perfect sees the talent in that. I'm sure he does. I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, Mr. Perfect would see the talent in Karrion Kross. Push Karrion Kross.
Yeah, they seems like they're heading in that direction. He's been appearing on television more. And he needs to be in the ring more, though. I mean, they haven't really put him in a match in a while. So, yeah, what I think is going to end up happening, Cena's going to keep this belt. Cody's going to come back and demand his rematch. Cena's going to refuse and hide from him for a few months.
Right.
And then either Cody's going to win Money in the Bank and then demand his match at SummerSlam. Or I'm hoping I would prefer somebody like they push a new top guy to win Money in the Bank, like a Braun Breaker could win Money in the Bank, not like Cody.
Karrion Kross. I see it on X. I saw it on X where they were saying like Money in the Bank, and it was Karrion Kross behind it. So I mean,
that's where they push him. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
he could win it too, and all of a sudden he's in the world title picture, which would be huge for him because he's probably gonna win that world title. Especially he's a heel, so he's not gonna. Because a babyface winning Money in the Bank, I don't usually like because they're like, oh, I'll challenge you at SummerSlam. I'm going to cash in, and tell the champion when he's going to cash in. And usually the way that would work is they cash in anytime. So the champion's out, and then they just beat him 1, 2, 3. And that's the way it usually should work. A heel's better off winning that than a baby.
Right. But I think right now, Karrion is a babyface because people want him pushed. He is a heel character, and he comes off as that. And that's fine. As long as he knows what he is, I think that's where they should push him. But as far as, like, I'm hoping he wins Money in the Bank or King of the Ring or something. Start, like, okay, so Cody wins Money in the Bank, but and gets the, belt back. But then Karrion could be right up there at, King of the Ring when he wins King of the Ring, if he would win King of the Ring. Hopefully, fingers crossed. But if he did, that would be an excellent match, Cody versus Karrion Kross. And Kross would be that heel that you need, that backstabbing heel.
Yeah.
Sorry. Wow, that's really loud. Damn.
Yeah. So that's Backlash. That's our predictions. We'll see what happens next Sunday because we're gonna be watching it Saturday. So we'll be watching that next Sunday at 7. We'll be back to review. It's Mother's Day. It's Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers. I know it's early, but next Sunday is Mother's Day. So we'll be back then to review it and go from there.
And hopefully we can say some good things that happened.
Yeah. So let's get to this REA, or what is it? The Hulk Hogan Eric Bischoff project. So they're doing a new wrestling company, or it's actually freestyle amateur wrestling, but they're going to be professional, brother, and they're going to get paid, brother. So it's Real American Freestyle Wrestling. That's what it's called.
Okay. Who's backing them? I mean,
that's
I guess
the question
that's the third guy, right?
You haven't really explained who's
maybe it's Donald Trump. Backer. You never know.
This is their website. They have a website up. Real American Freestyle Wrestling is the first professional unscripted league built on world tops athletes to compete, earn, and dominate on a global stage, brother. So their first event's going to be August 30th in Cleveland.
Is this
and they have one in Michigan.
I mean, this is like literally like high school wrestling?
Yeah, it's the amateur freestyle wrestling. Yeah.
Okay.
And these are the people they already signed. David Carr, national world champion. Kennedy Blades, a woman. Zahid Valencia. And Ben Askren is he's a UFC fighter, a former UFC fighter.
Why does that say AWA on there? It says AWA on his shirt. Interesting.
Oh, I don't know.
Did you just notice that?
American Wrestling Association. Yeah, I mean, I think that's when he was in the Olympics, but that's weird. It wouldn't say AWA, so I don't know. Oh, it's a Pan American champion too, so they must be from the Pan American Games, but
okay.
But yeah, I mean, these are the first 4 they've signed. These are going to be fights, I guess, or matches, because these are supposed to be unscripted, brother. So let's see. So let's go to this Fox News clip. They went on Fixed News or Fox News. So.
Oh, you mean fake news?
To slice and dice the world of wrestling. And you're not gonna know what hit.
It's like these two think it's 1997 still, and they're in the NWA with the black and white screen.
Rock your world.
Cool. Wrestling
Cool.
legend Hulk Hogan and former World Championship Wrestling president Eric Bischoff are reuniting for a new kind of wrestling league. Real American Freestyle is an unscripted competition putting America's best male and female wrestlers head to head.
This is awesome. They both join us now.
This is awesome.
No, it's not awesome.
Real American
what
Freestyle
this is bullshit.
Welcome, guys.
Yeah, I don't know they haven't explained who their backer is, because I don't know. I don't think Hogan and Bischoff putting all their money into this. So
Guys,
welcome.
Yes,
who's the financial backer?
This is not the flamboyant WWE style. This is real wrestling, right?
Yes, it is.
Yes,
It's
brother.
freestyle wrestling, and it's
And he's
professional
never
because we get to
freestyle
pay
wrestled
the
in his
athletes.
life. He's never high school
And
wrestled.
Izzy's our linchpin.
Yeah.
He has trained all the Olympic athletes, all the NCAA champions, all the college kids.
So this is
that
their third
really
man that they talked about, Izzy Martinez. He's trained all the he's trained 8 different UFC champions, and he's trained Olympians in freestyle wrestling. So
Oh my
so that's their
God.
third man. That's their third
and
man
he
in this.
was our source to pull in all these great athletes and get everybody
I'm surprised
signed.
they didn't call it
And our goal
NWO.
is not to be competitive.
Well, it's a
with the
WWE
Dana White
trademark.
UFC or the WWE, but to be
Yeah,
just
now.
bigger, because this is an
Didn't
underserved
used to
market.
be.
But Izzy, these guys have swagger, right? They're different. They got the profile.
That's
It's
the
just
goal.
high
The goal
school
is to
wrestling
showcase the
for
world of
adults.
the sport of
Yeah.
wrestling and showcase
It's-
these athletes and give them an
But they act
unbelievable
like it's the
opportunity to
fucking
be
new
stars.
So-
world of wrestling.
Yeah, he is the what's up with Terry Bollea's beard? It's the NWO 97 beard. If you're old enough, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
It's
I
the
am.
NWO beard. That's exactly what it is. So he's
Ugh.
back to that
Stars.
again.
Yeah,
There you go.
and Eric, you've already signed, I think, 40. So 3 or 4 dozen guys you've got lined up. They're going to be able to make real money.
Yeah, it's taking, freestyle wrestling, amateur wrestling at the collegiate level, Olympic level.
Eric
We're all
Bischoff.
familiar with that, but there's nowhere for those athletes to go once that career is over.
Bischoff
Well, that's not
It's
true.
An opportunity to.
Well, that's not true. I mean, they can go to the UFC. I mean, after amateur wrestling is done. So that's where a lot of them went. A lot of these
To
amateur
make a living
wrestlers
doing
go.
something they love, and many of them have been doing it since they were like 5 years old.
Oh, I've been forgetting to tell you this for a while, but my niece is doing wrestling in high school.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Yes, she's been wrestling, and she's really good. She's huge though. She's my size. I'm 5'10". She's huge. She's like 5'10", 160. I mean, she's a giant of a girl, and it's like she's just beating everybody in amateur wrestling. So
Oh, get out.
I'm like, oh wow. So I was impressed. I haven't seen one of her matches yet, but I'm going to at some point. And
I have a cousin, her name is Emily, and she also does amateur wrestling. At least she did. She's going to be like 13, 14 years old, or like at least 15 or something. My other one graduated, but yeah, Emily, my cousin, and she would be my first cousin's daughter, so she'd be my second cousin. Yeah, she did amateur wrestling. Even she did, in school.
Right?
And Izzy,
brother.
I mean,
we
this
were
is
talking during the commercial break. I was saying, are they going to make their own personalities? I know it's unscripted. And who are some of the athletes that are your favorites that you think are going to rise to the top?
None.
Well, on the women's side, we have Kennedy Blades, 2024 Olympic silver
Yeah, I
medalist.
never heard of these
21
people.
years old. Pound
Yeah,
for
the only
pound,
one I heard of is
best
Ben
women wrestler
Askren
in
because he
America
fought in the
collegiate
UFC.
level this year. She's a star in the making. And then on the men's side, we have some of the top wrestlers in the world. We got Ben Askren, Zahid Valencia, and we just have a lot of great wrestlers that are coming together for this.
So Hawkins, you usually have an option if you're a great wrestler, WWE or UFC, and then you got to learn different type of disciplines.
Oh, you
Now,
can't even
we
see
saw
it.
the
Hold on.
emotion in Pennsylvania
Huh?
when President Trump.
Wait,
came out
I'm
against
confused
the
though.
Blade
Wait a
Box.
second.
See the
Wait a
crowds
second.
and-
Amateur wrestling is not pro wrestling. Pro wrestling is not amateur wrestling. But there are a lot of the second generations who literally had amateur backgrounds. That's how they started.
Yeah, so they're trying to mix amateur freestyle wrestling with pro wrestling and do it and give these guys to give these guys and girls paychecks. Instead of having them go to the UFC, which would end up going either the UFC or WWE. So, but yeah, this is. I'm still wondering who's the backer. Like, who's the financial backer? I know Hogan doesn't have the money to do this. I know Bischoff doesn't either. So who's the backer? There's some mystery backer here. Financial
I say
backer.
Donald Trump.
It could be. I mean, Trump. Trump just got, like we talked about last night on Angel in the Afternoon. He got $2 billion from the UAE. So the Trumps have a shit ton of money now to work with. So I wouldn't be surprised if Trump is backing this.
See
He
it
could
in
be.
certain sections of Middle America. How do you capture that and bring that?
Could be
the
McMahon.
major
Vince could be
cities?
backing this. You don't know.
Basically,
Yeah, it could be
we're going
Vince.
to go to all the major venues. Our
He
first
sold,
one is August 30th.
WWE for $9
But the main
billion.
thing is because
Yeah,
Eric-
and he sold like $2 billion worth of his TKO stock. So he still owns some stock in TKO, but he has like $2 billion in cash lying around somewhere. So could he start a new professional amateur wrestling league?
I was going to say, maybe
Probably.
this is what they were talking about when they said McMahon wants to start his own wrestling thing
Could
again.
be. Problem is, he can't be publicly with it right now because he has all these lawsuits pending, especially the Janine Grant one. So he's probably a silent backer. It's like, yeah. But Hogan and Bischoff are the face. But it makes no sense for Hogan to be the face of this either because he's hated. I mean, nobody likes Hogan right now. So
yeah,
he's not over.
they booed him in freaking LA.
Yeah, he's not over right now. So I don't know why he's like the public face of this.
Eric's so darn important.
No,
to this
WCW
venture.
is not a
He
thing.
knows how to deliver, produce, and make
No,
the fans care about
WCW
these
died
athletes.
30
Like,
years ago.
When Eric was explaining
20
it to
years
me, he
ago.
goes, "It's like the
25 years
voice.
ago, to be
You shoot
exact.
the backstory.
Yeah. So
he broke his leg when he was younger. His family fell apart, or he had.
We were like
he got
15 when it fell apart.
rewards, for wrestling growing up. But once we find out what the backstory is, when these guys come through the tunnel, you already care about the athletes. Plus, I was worried when I
They're
first
amateur
hooked up with Izzy
wrestlers.
because of the corral.
I would hope they would have amateur wrestling in their backgrounds.
Too. That's right. I was worried about these young
Like
guys
they did it in
being
school.
like flat white
Yeah,
bread,
and
you
they
know?
went to the
And once I got
Olympics or
around,
something,
they
and a
all
lot
had
of these
that
kids.
Hogan never did
slide.
amateur
They watched-
wrestling.
No,
So that's
and what's
why I
worse
kind
is
of question this because again, Hogan never. He was not an amateur wrestler.
no, what's worse is Hogan is the commissioner of this league.
Oh my God.
They named him a commissioner. So he's going to be the one booking these matches, I guess, that are real, apparently. They're not going to be fake or predetermined, There's going to be real wrestling matches. And they're going to, they're not going to have finishes and stuff like they do in pro wrestling. But at the same time, like, why put Hogan in as the commissioner? I mean, he's not over right now. I mean, if he were over, I would get it. But
Well,
he's not
he's
over.
never amateur wrestler wrestled in his life. He never wrestled in school.
So who's booking the matches? Is it Hogan or this Izzy Martinez character or Bischoff? Who's booking these things? Who's putting these guys against each other in real amateur freestyle wrestling, allegedly?
That's a good question.
Watching TV, they've been watching promos. They know about branding. They understand the opportunity not only to make a ton of money doing what they love, freestyle wrestling, but also the licensing, the merchandising.
Hold on, there's a lot.
everything you do.
Here's what's different.
You act like
Sometimes
it's
great
WWE.
for
These
wrestling
guys are not
Yeah.
entertainers. Amateur wrestling is not
You didn't
entertainment.
change any of the rules?
Yeah, it's a
There's going to be
competition.
incentives to much like you'll see in the UFC. So
They're
there'll be
they're
incentives.
pretending that these guys and girls are entertainers, but they're not. They're amateur wrestlers. I mean, a lot of these guys have dry personalities, and couldn't talk into a mic if their life depended on it.
I mean, are they going to have promos? That's not.
I
They
guess
didn't have
so.
promos in school. I know wrestlers. I knew high school wrestlers who. I mean, all they did was wrestle. That was their thing.
Yeah.
They were school wrestlers.
So
high school.
I'm
wrestlers.
guess what Hogan just said it there, but it's like, oh, these guys they're watching promos on TV and stuff, and they're trying to improve. I'm like what? Like
No.
they're treating this as they want amateur freestyle wrestling combined with pro wrestling. Like Hogan's talking about
man.
merch. He's talking about merchandise sales. He's talking about promos. He's talking about, basically the pro wrestling part of it. Are they going to get fancy firework entrances and stuff? I mean, that'd be my guess. Even though it's amateur
Is it a
wrestling.
different-
I mean, it's bad enough that they literally ruined WWE and made it, just entertainment. I don't know, get the pesky wrestling out of there. But I mean, that was sarcasm for all those watching.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's now they want to turn amateur wrestling into WWE and entertainment. No,
Yeah.
these guys don't know
And-
what they're doing.
And
They only know
amateur
real wrestling.
an amateur freestyle wrestling is a niche audience. It's not. I mean, how do you make that mainstream? I don't know. Are they expecting Hogan to do it because he's mainstream still? But I don't know. I
Rules
mean,
or Olympic rules that will incentivize
Agree.
some of the more dramatic kind of takedowns and tosses
American
and
CMO.
When should we watch it?
Bischoff is the chief marketing officer of this company, so he's gonna be doing the marketing.
Man.
When can we watch
Yeah,
it?
when can we go?
where?
When can we see
August
it?
30th is our first event, Cleveland, Ohio, Wolstein Center.
Okay, Hulk, you're famous for this. How about a promo? We'll give you 20 seconds.
God, it's no.
Right to that camera. Tell us what it's about.
It's going to be crazy, brother. You know, I'm in New York City. I got all lit up last night.
Hogan, stop.
I saw Hulk Hogan Scores Sports Bar right down the street next to Madison Square Garden. Everybody in New York City is drinking real American beer. And
No, they aren't.
The best of the best with me. We're taking amateur wrestling and we're making it the black and blue.
All right,
the black and blue
nice.
of professional
Black and
freestyle
blue.
wrestling. So what you going to do?
What to do, brother?
We're gonna watch. We're gonna watch.
That's what we're going to do.
Well, good luck to all of you.
All right, so bullshit. Nothing really explained. Who do they have a TV deal? Are they going to be on pay-per-view? I mean, what's going on here? What are they
I
gonna...
have no idea.
They didn't explain any of that. It's like, oh, the first
Nope.
event in Cleveland, Ohio, August 30th. It's like, okay, it's on pay-per-view. Is it streaming on Netflix? Is it streaming on Amazon Prime or Hulu? Are you have a cable television deal with a channel so you can put it on, or what? Nothing. It's just bleh. You know, it's like. So
I mean,
it was RAF. It depends if I'm going to watch. It depends on whether it's on cable or on Netflix. I'm not paying money on a pay-per-view. I'll tell you that much to watch this.
it's kind of like, oh, well, AEW went to Amazon Prime, but you still have to pay $50 for it. That's okay. I'm not really interested in watching AEW.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I've been got frustrated. Like, oh, okay, they're on Prime. Great. I'm going to have to watch these pay-per-views so I can review them on the podcast. And I look, it said, oh, yeah, you got to have an Amazon Prime subscription, and on top they have to pay $60 for the pay-per-view. I'm like, nope.
Yep, nope.
That's not a thing I'm doing.
Nope.
So we'll just talk about the pay-per-views when they happen. In fact, we haven't even mentioned AEW pay-per-views in months because John Moxley is the world champion. So, and he's allegedly the world champion. We haven't seen the belt in 7 months. So, once he became champion. So let's get to these releases. Because the WWE made a bunch of releases yesterday. They fired a bunch of wrestlers. So, and we got in the internet wrestling community, or IWC, virtue signaling and grandstanding about this is horrible. They fired all these wrestlers that I didn't give a shit about until 5 minutes ago. You know, I mean,
it's like liberal tears, right?
Yeah, shut the hell up. I mean, I'm tired. All these virtue signaling assholes on the internet. It's like, yeah, you didn't care about any of these wrestlers until they got fired, and all of a sudden you pretend to be their biggest fans. All right, so let's look at who actually got fired. So the first one here is Braun Strowman. He's gone.
Braun Strowman.
Yeah, he's been released or future endeavored. I don't know. I guess it. I don't know. I can't explain it. My guess would be because they have nothing for him, and he has like knee issues now. He already had neck fusion surgery, so how much time does he have in wrestling? That's why they kind of like cut him, I guess, because I don't think he has much time in wrestling, anyways.
Oh, come on! I liked Braun Strowman. He was a beast.
Yeah, he was. I mean, and you can only do so much with a beast. Eventually, people get tired of it because he just beats up everybody, but he's still over. He was the last appearance he was
really
still over.
Yeah.
So he's gone. The next one listed here is Dakota Kai. She was fired yesterday too.
I don't even know who that is.
She was in Damage Control, and she was like kind of background for Bailey and then Io Sky. So she was there in the background. She really didn't do much. So she's gone. Kaden and Carter and Katana Chance. There were some tiny girls. They were a tag team. They're gone. Shayna Baszler's been fired too. She's gone.
I don't even know who that is either.
She was in Pure Fusion Collective with Zoe Stark and Sonya Deville, who was also fired recently. And she also beat they tried to push her. I mean, she beat Ronda Rousey on pay-per-view in her last match. So they were trying to push her, just she never got over. She has no personality. She's dry. They tried, but it just didn't work because she has no personality. Can't cut a promo. And so she's gone. Gigi Dolan from NXT, she's gone.
Well, if Roxanne Perez doesn't get her act together, guess what?
Yeah, she
We're
could be
cut
gone
her too.
Yeah, she's not gone right now, but she could be.
Who
gone.
is she? Nobody knows who she is.
She gets no reaction on Raw. Whenever she comes out on Raw, she gets no reaction whatsoever.
Right.
So
everyone's like, "Who the fuck is this chick?"
they put her. They're kind of teaming her up with Julia from NXT because she gets a reaction. So they're hoping that kind of rubs off on her. Because they haven't fired her because she's on Booker T's star student. So politically, firing her would probably upset Booker T. So, but eventually, she doesn't get over. They will get rid of her. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
I mean,
like,
I'm sorry, Booker, but your girl is not. She's not doing anything. I mean, she's literally just. She doesn't even know who she is.
yeah, she's phony as a baby face, and even worse as a heel. So it's like the next one that been fired is Cora Jade, who was Roxanne's best friend. She's gone. She was in NXT too. That one surprised me because I thought I thought she could have been a star. They could have used her, but she's pretty injury prone too, which is why she's gone. All right, Eddie Thorpe from NXT. He's gone. He's a Native American guy. He didn't do anything much of note. Riley Osborne is gone. I don't know who that is, honestly. Jakara Jackson, she's gone. I don't know who that is either. Gallus is gone. I don't know. I mean, there were some like Irish threesome. There were 3 guys there. And, yeah, he's from NXT. He's gone. The rest of these guys finished from NXT. Oro Mensa is gone. Or I don't know who that is, honestly. Javier Bernard, I don't know who that is. Danny Palmer and Shotzi. The only one I know is Shotzi because she was in the main roster for a while. But Shotzi wasn't fired. Her contract wasn't renewed. So that's the difference there. Excuse me. But everybody else was fired. So honestly, when these firings started, I was worried that they would fire Karrion Kross. Luckily, he survived this. So definitely,
Yeah, I would be really upset if they did.
Yeah. Luckily, they didn't fire him. He got through it, so they definitely had plans for him. So yeah, those are the firings. The only one that surprised me was Braun Strowman and Cora Jade. The rest of these guys, they didn't get over. I'm not
Cora
shocked at all.
Jade, why does that sound familiar? I just saw a video with CM Punk surprising her because she had knee surgery, didn't she?
Yeah.
And oh man. And they fired her anyway.
Yeah, I'm surprised. There's a lot of rumors going around in the dirt sheets that allegedly she was sleeping with half the male roster in NXT, and she was causing problems that way. She had heat.
Whoa.
Because 2 guys were fighting over her because they both wanted to be with her, and it was just too much. She was causing all this heat among guys and stuff. And this isn't the 90s where fucking Shawn Michaels get away with sleeping with Sonny all around, and Vince never fired him. So
and nobody said anything about it.
Yeah, this isn't Shawn Michaels doing that, in the 90s, and causing all that heat. The WWE is a corporation now. I'm not going to put up with that. So if that's true, if that was the dirt she's saying or true, I get why they got rid of her, because they don't want some young girl that is hot in the pants, let's say, and and she's sleeping around with everybody in the locker room causing heat.
Such a good way to put that too.
And we're on YouTube, so I don't want to go around saying what I usually would say in that situation. So yeah, those are the firings. At least
they don't want her to
Kross
be a lady of the
it.
night, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, so she decided, allegedly she's hot in the pants, and she's only like in her early 20s, so I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case. And she's screwing around with half the male roster, and at one point she was Braun Breaker's girlfriend, but that didn't last long. I mean, they broke up pretty quickly, so I'm not sure because of that.
Though.
Yeah, he's not. He's probably seeing somebody else by now. I mean, but they were in NXT. But when Braun was in NXT, they were dating, so they broke up rather quick. I don't know because of that or because something else, but there's definitely rumors.
Considering that she's screwing half the roster, I mean,
yeah, she was screwing half the NXT roster allegedly. So
okay,
and some of the guys got heat with some other guys because they're like, hey, it's like what men fight over usually, which is women. So
women and money.
Yeah. So yeah, that was allegedly what was
my man doesn't
on.
have to fight over me.
Yeah. So yeah, we got 10 more minutes so before Alex comes on. So I don't really care. I mean, the only one that surprised me was Braun Breaker and Cora Jade. The rest of these guys and girls are
Braun
more
Breaker.
like,
You mean Braun Strowman? I was
yeah,
gonna say
that's
they
what I
better not
said.
have released Braun Breaker.
No,
Or I will shoot
I
them.
thought I said Braun Strowman. I guess did I say Braun
No,
Breaker?
you said Braun Breaker there, dear. I was like, wait, no, they better not do that either. No, he's a Heyman guy now. It's kind of like
no.
it's literally
He's getting
like
a
being
big
a
push.
Bobby the Brain Heenan guy. It's like being in the Heenan family.
Yeah. Once you get, usually if you get Paul Heyman, you're gonna get a big push. Unfortunately, it didn't work out for Curtis Axel. He got Paul for like a month, and then they broke that up rather quickly. But other than that,
did that because Vince said, "Well, if you can't be like Kurt, well, he's not Kurt. He's Joe. He's Joe Hennig. He's not Kurt Hennig. You know, he's third generation. He should have respected that. But Vince is Vince. You can't argue with Vince McMahon. He is who he is.
So I'm gonna bitch about the internet wrestling community real quick because I think you saw it. They might have saw my tweet about it, but they initially when Vince was there, they wanted Vince gone. Like, we hate Vince. It's terrible writing, terrible TV. Which is
let
true.
me guess. Now they want him back, huh?
Yes, exactly. So
how can we miss you if you don't go away, right?
Yeah, he's retired, or he got forced out. He didn't retire. He got forced out.
That's because
and they were all
Vince
happy.
Is crazy.
Yeah, they were all happy. They were all happy. Oh, thank God, Triple H is booking. Everything is great. There's no problems. Triple H is, he's a goat in booking. He's so great.
No.
Now 3 years later, all of a sudden, Triple H sucks. He's firing all our favorite wrestlers, and fuck Triple H. We want Vince back.
Yeah, I mean, Braun Strowman really throws me through a loop because, I mean, I was like, damn, look at this guy. He's huge. And him and Jacob Fatu were really, they had a few matches, but I'm sure he was so over. I can't believe Braun Strowman.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I thought he would get time off, because if you want to give him time off, that's fine. I mean,
that's fine, but I mean, don't shit can him,
Fucking Almost has been gone over a year, and he's still employed. I mean, Triple H has not brought him back in over a year, and he's still employed. He wasn't fired, so.
Mm-hmm.
But they must have. I assume they have plans for him at some point. He hasn't been on television in over a year. He's been working in Japan for the most part. They have been working in Japan, so I don't know what their intentions are for him.
Well, geez, sorry. I'm holding out hope that they bring Braun Strowman back, because I mean, what a guy! I mean, he could literally go toe to toe, and heck, not a bad dancer at all. We're watching those bloopers, but if it's not, I could see maybe Solo Sikoa. They haven't released him, and he hasn't really been on TV much. Not since he lost the bloodline in the Ula Fala, but
basically been reduced to
Jacob Fatu's lackey, right?
Lackey, yeah, that's what he's been doing lately. But I could see
Solo Sikoa versus Braun Strowman. I think that would be awesome. They could have a great feud right there.
Yeah, if they bring him back. I mean, I'm assuming they'll probably bring him back at some point. I mean, it isn't like he's going to be, unless he can't wrestle anymore. I mean, because of his size and his age. He's in his 40s already, so I don't know whether he wants to wrestle still or not at this point. So
yeah, but still, I like Braun Strowman. I was like, don't screw with that guy.
Yeah.
But I still, I don't know. I mean, Kurt was 44, and he was still wrestling. So I mean, even if Strowman was in his 40s, I think he could still go. I mean, he still had the body for it.
Yeah.
He looked phenomenal.
Yeah. So there's a bunch.
Go ahead. You can rant on the wrestling fans.
Yeah, I mean, they're the most fickle group I've ever seen. I mean, I thought Vince was the worst and an asshole and all these things, and now all of a sudden they want him back. And if Vince were to come back, which never happened, let's say he does, in a couple of years, they would go right back to hating Vince and wanting him.
Yeah, Vince McMahon sucks. Yeah.
Yeah, because he's gonna fire a bunch of their favorites too, just like Triple H did. And to be fair, it's raining here now, so.
I passed it on to you.
Yeah.
Here, have the
So
rain.
I heard thunder earlier. It's like, and then I looked. I'm not sure if Mike picked it up, but I heard thunder. And then now I hear it like it's raining on my window. So, but yeah, Vince. It's like I get it, and part of me it like kind of misses Vince because he had like the ticket prices for TKO and putting up are insane.
$800.
SummerSlam is coming here an hour away from me in August.
Yes, and they were talking about that too. SummerSlam tickets for it's like an elite kind of thing. Guys, you're never gonna believe it. It's like $35,000.
Mm-hmm.
I said for that price, Angel, like if you and I would go as friends or whatever, they better suck your dick and eat my pussy for fucking $35,000. They better do something. What the fuck?
So allegedly, it's the hotel, plane tickets. It's wrestler meets included.
Kevin
there.
Nash.
So,
you can meet Kevin Nash. Who the fuck would want to meet Kevin Nash? No offense to that.
Allegedly, it's going to include all that. But if you want just a ticket, it's going to be a few $1,000s for the front row or 4
even
seats.
if you were buying like a ticket to Raw or SmackDown. I know I was talking to my man about this. I said it's over $1,000 now to get good seats, not like upfront seats. Just good seats.
Yeah, good. TKO is like they're gonna price out the market if they keep this up. People are not gonna no matter how hot WWE is right now. People are like, I'd rather watch it on TV.
I'd rather watch it on TV because that's free. Or Netflix, which is what, like a couple bucks a month or something. I don't know. I don't pay for it.
The commercial, if you get the one with commercials, like $7.99, but the no commercials like $22. So we got the $7 a month. If I live by myself, I wouldn't even have Netflix. I would just watch the clips on YouTube and understand what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
But so that's the IWC for you. They're a bunch of just impulsive, fickle, whatever wrestling fans. So they have allegedly favorites, but they don't give a shit about them until they get fired. And then it's like, why did they get fired? It's not fair, You're not going to have a job for life. They didn't even know who half these
people were. I bet you they're probably who's that?
They don't even have they don't even have a job for life. It's like UK is professional wrestling. Everybody's expendable, except for the top guys right now. But if you're a mid card guy, you're expendable pretty much. So
I hope that's not Sami Zayn. Like I said, I think though people, like I said, are getting sick of Sami Zayn being a babyface. Turn him or let him go because. He's over, but people are just sick of him. Obviously, because they were like, one more time, and Braun Breaker speared him. So, I don't know. I don't know. I think you could hear the thunder on my end, too.
Yeah, I could hear it.
It's all, I looked and it's all up like Pennsylvania, and it's up also in New Jersey, too.
Yeah. Raining here. Alex is here, I think. Give me a minute, Alex. I know that we stream 2 things at once. Oops. All right, there we go. Let me get Alex in here, and we'll start wrapping up here, and we can go over to YouTube, Kick. YouTube, Rumble, Kick, all the other stuff.
And you'll get to see, if you come over to Rumble and Kick, you'll get to see Karrion Kross's when he blows up after WrestleMania 41. So
it's
true
hard
what
here.
he says. Is it?
It's raining hard here, yeah. So
here as well.
Here right now, so yeah.
Shut up, you're in California.
Apparently it's raining. Is it raining out there? Or no, just bullshit.
It's drizzling. Okay.
It's raining pretty hard here.
Woo! I'm surprised my lights haven't turned off or my electricity went. I'm expecting it to, but please don't.
Are gonna show. Let me get off of YouTube now. So go to the other platforms and stuff. I'm going to sign out now. If you're not gonna come to Rumble and the other platforms, fine. Pro
Then
Wrestling
we'll
Talk
see
will
you
be
next
back
Sunday. Yep.
Sunday at 7 because there's Backlash next Sunday, next Saturday. We previewed that. And Angel in the Afternoon is Friday at 7. So I hope everybody has a nice week. And make sure drink responsibly, drink safely. Don't drink and drive. Neuter your pets, and have a nice week, everybody.
Spay and neuter
Peace.
your pets.
Wait, so you're gonna have the